So there comes a picture where it seems just perfect, and the reflection of this also tends to become the most ideal. No one knows what the picture is. The reflection of the picture becomes quite important than the picture itself. And that's the reason why people are so dazzled by the materialistic possessions, because it's the reflection it creates around you is so huge, and the kind of the family setup that we have, the society that we live in, the social fabric that we have to abide by has rules and regulations which almost at all times requires a lot that is to do with our own reflection of inner self. So the people who have made it really huge in their lives are not the ones who have worked on their reflection. The reflection comes from something else. And the obsessive mind towards achieving their materialistic pursuits of wealth is at times mostly to do with the materialistic gain only, is only attached with the reflection. The reflection of what there is could be absolute mirage and away from the truth, away from what lies within, which makes the real image, the real picture. That's why all the shadows are created by these reflections. So the reflection could be great as well. There could not be any dichotomy between the person who I am and the way I manifest things into my life in ways which people find really attractive. It is absolutely fine. But what goes inside of human mind is something that cannot be gazed through by anyone. Nothing can be calculated in terms of understanding our own struggle, our own upheavals and confusion and doubts and chaos through which we have to perform ourselves to the best of our ability. So, in spite of all these, we have to become despite all these. Hence, we could do what we must do. That's the problem. So, the more often you are so obsessed with the reflection of it, the very shadow will be blurred by the people's vision, because the reflection itself wants to create shadow of greatness, shadow of I have it, I have met it, shadow of I am that, I am this. So if you want to create a reflection, and that creates that reflection which people do not want to reflect back into their own lives because they do not see anything great about it, what happens is that reflection turns into a shadow, and then you want to run away from the shadow. But how can you run away, and how far you will run away from your own shadow? You can't. So the real picture always goes missing in the midst of all the reflection that we want to create, and we are at loss with our own self because we have given up to the desires. We have given in for all those things which are not designed for our own self-growth. So here comes a person who is wise in nature and always finds himself into the turmoil in midst of finding his own purpose. But he's wise. But again he finds himself into turmoil at all times because of the reflection of other people with which he gets influenced by meeting number of people, reading about them in the newspaper or social media, or hearing about them through the people. But the very sense of his doesn't know what the truth is. The very sense of his hasn't yet realized the truth. So the very sense goes missing. That's when we resort to mediocrity in life. But none of us are mediocre. None of us are designed for mediocrity. Absolutely not. We are designed for greatness. We are designed for having everything in life, and most importantly to explore our own potential. This is what we are designed for. But the path is so tricky at times that the real essence of life itself goes missing because the reflection which has got created by the people around you that always hits you at the corner where you yourself feel so jittery. And these parts of susceptibility are nothing but your own desires for wealth, for possessions, for lust, whatever you can call it. So the shadow, once the reflection turns into shadow, because shadow is an attempted murder of the reflection. Because you want to kill the essence of who you are by trying to create a person out of you whom you are not. So this conflict goes on till the end of the life, and people envision you as great, but you are pathetic inside. You knew who you were as a pathetic, miserable human being, but you portrayed to the world that you were great. And all effort went into creating the persona of greatness around you. There are so many lives that get twisted like this. That's why it's important that no matter who you are, never ever create anything out of you whom you are not, could never be. I'm talking about very ostentatious level. Don't do that. Of course, we have to upgrade ourselves. Life is all about changing ourselves. Exactly. Evolving ourselves each moment of life. Exactly. It is absolutely advisable, and I do endorse the idea of evolving ourselves as human beings every single day. With each breath, each passing breath, we shall upgrade ourselves. Absolutely, yes. But creating a persona of whom you are not and could never be in the outside, in the real world of your inner consciousness, is something that sabotages you at each moment of your life. It kills your potential. It kills the very sense of life which has been given to you. Because the materialistic possessions and the desires becomes the most important thing.